Hey everybody, Big Yankovic here, podcaster, author, and carnivore, and it is Monday, September 18th, 2023. I'm here with my report for week 16 of my journey to Wonderland using beef, butter, bacon, and eggs carnivore, and this week we're still doing alternate day fasting. All right, let's get into the daily videos. You're watching Big Yankovic on health. It is Monday today, and my numbers this morning were pretty good. My blood sugar was 89. My ketones were at 1.6, which gives me a Dr. Boz ratio of 55. Not perfect, but it's pretty decent. I didn't really do much today. Air conditioning guy was coming over to fix our air conditioning this morning, so I couldn't go out for a walk in the morning. So I just stayed home, and he came early and took care of that. And then there was, I had to get a filter for the air conditioning, so I pretty much was just out of luck for going on a walk. So yeah, I guess it's just a second rest day. I'll be running tomorrow, so we'll take care of that then. I'm just fasting now. Haven't eaten anything today, and I guess I will keep on doing that. And sometime tomorrow in the morning, I will eat, and I'll tell you all about it. It is Tuesday, and my numbers this morning were pretty good. My blood sugar was 78. My ketones were up to 2.3, which put that together, that gives me a Dr. Boz ratio of 33, which is where I like it to be. That's where it usually is after a fast, which I did. I finished that up today. I was at 41 hours when I finished my fast, and then I had myself some bacon and eggs. And that was yummy. Usually I go running before I do that, but this morning, last night I stayed up late podcasting, recording a podcast with my friend Rich Outfield, and this morning I was just tired. I had to get up at the same time, and I was just so tired, and I didn't feel like running, and so I didn't for a while, and I finished my fast instead. Ate some food, and then finally I said, okay, I'm gonna get out there and get running. And I did go running in the end. My assignment was to run 40 minutes with it having 6 30-second high speed sections in the interspersed in the middle, and I actually wound up doing 7. I just did them every 5-minute mark, and that was actually pretty good. It really helped me to get my pace up. My pace was up pretty high, much higher than usual, so maybe I need to do that all the time. Maybe that's something I need to do even when I get to the actual marathon itself. I don't know. My pace was high enough that I got this third fastest 2 to 4 mile run thingy from my Runkeeper app, and that was cool. Before I left for work, I had myself some more of the leg of lamb that I cooked up over the weekend, and that was good. It's a really good leg of lamb, I have to say. I enjoy it. It's good, nice roast. And now I'm back to fasting, so I've had my food time, and I will fast for about 40 hours, and that'll be good. It is Wednesday, and this morning I did my numbers. My blood sugar was at 80. My ketones are at 1.4, which gives me a Dr. Boz ratio of 57. Aside from that, I went for a walk this morning, walked around, trying to break in my new running shoes, see if I can get them to the point where I can run in them. I'm afraid to do that and give myself a bunch of blisters. But that's all I did. No eating today. Today's a fasting day. It's another week of alternate day fasting, so not eating, and that's what I'm doing today. Got a little while of that, and then tomorrow morning I'll get back to it. Hey everybody, it is Thursday and my numbers today were really good. My blood sugar was down at 74. My ketones were all the way up to 2.9, which gave me a 25 Dr. Boz ratio. That's pretty great. That's what I really like to see it getting to. And, you know, it's my second to last fast of 2 weeks of alternate day fasting. So alternate day fasting can really help you with your ketones, it seems. I went out and went for a run this morning and I was lucky that I did. This rain here came later by what normally would have been my run time. Now that my son's been going to school and I have to take him to school when I used to run, I will go later. And so luckily today was their late arrival day. And so I was able to go and run first and then bring him to school after. And that was good because it was a big storm out there. I would have got so soaked. But instead, I was just soaked in sweat instead. But yeah, I went out and I ran and I did pretty good. I tried to keep my my pace down. I was supposed to do 35 minutes of a regular pace and 10 minutes of a moderate pace and 45 minutes altogether. I don't know how good I am at those ones. Getting my pace from regular to moderate, I don't know that I'm usually by the time I get there I'm like, okay, I'm gonna bring my pace up a little bit doing the moderate pace now, and it never goes up. It always stays where it's at or gets a little bit lower. So I don't know if I'm doing what counts as a moderate pace or not, but today I was at like 14:05 or something when I got to that last 10 minutes. I stepped it up to a moderate pace and I finished at 14:15 or 16, whatever it was. Pretty sad. But I didn't do any of the sprints that they've been having me do, like on Tuesday, where I would run in between, run at a high pace. But that's something I probably need to do. Another thing that I was thinking that I needed to look at, I looked today, and I think I'm pushing my marathon back 2 weeks. I was going to do the Houston Marathon. That is the big marathon in town. And I wanted to do that because it's the big one, you know, it's the cool one. But I'm not a marathoner to that degree. Apparently it's only, the finish line's only open for 6 hours, and there's no way I'm gonna make it in 6 hours. I did look, and I was looking at other marathons that were near the same time. There's one 2 weeks later in Sugar Land that says that they keep the finish line open 8 hours because they feel that everybody should get the chance to finish across the finish line. And I thought, yeah, I think I might need to go to that one because I don't think I'll make it for the other one. And then on top of that, it costs like half what the Houston Marathon does. So I think I might be changing my marathon to that one. Sorry, I'm getting way off track here. Today I finished up my fast. I was just shy of 44 hours after running. I came home and I had myself, guess what? Bacon and eggs. That's right. I had bacon and eggs for my first meal and they were tasty. And then for my second meal, I took the leg of lamb and the ground beef that I've been eating and I mixed it together. So I had a combined leg of lamb, ground beef bowl. I don't know what you would call it, but it was good. It was tasty, and I thought it just improved it. Like putting them together just improved it. So that was what I ate today. Now I'm back to fasting again, and I will be fasting until Saturday morning. So I'll, you know, talk about that tomorrow. Hey, here's something. What do you think? I was thinking about shaving my beard. I've long said that I don't like my beard, really. I mean, it's all right, and beards are like the cool thing today, but I'm much more of a fan of clean-shaven faces. I specifically don't like the stinking white hair. I can do without that. It makes me look older. I mean, like, you look at the rest of my hair, and it's not gray. I think this beard makes me look older. And I did say that once I got a chin, you know, I didn't want a double chin. Because, yeah, that doesn't look good. But once I got a chin, I was going to shave it. I wonder if I'm to the point. See, here's video. This video here is me in 2019 when I got to the same weight level that I'm at now. You can see that sometimes I have a chin, but other times I don't. I've got a total double chin. I think it just depends on the angle that I'm shot from. That does make a difference. I did watch a video the other day where they were talking about how to take good pictures. And one of the things that you got to do is stick your face forward and turn your chin down. And that stretches out that skin and hides that skin up under your neck. And of course, you never want a low angle picture, because that just doesn't look good. It's always better to get a higher angle like that. Anyways, I'm going way long. I'm sorry. I'm going to end this and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Hey everybody, it is Friday and it's fasting day, so not doing a whole ton of stuff to talk about on here. My numbers this morning, my blood sugar was 93. My ketones were 2.0, which gives me a 46 for my Dr. Boz ratio. And I did go out and go for a walk this morning. Walked around and, you know, got a little bit of exercise, moved a little bit. And then I didn't eat. And so that's what I have done for today. And I guess I'm just gonna leave it at that and let you go your way. Well, I took way too long yesterday anyways. Hey, it is Saturday, and today was a pretty good day. I didn't have to go to work for one, that's always good. But yeah, I got up this morning, my numbers were pretty good. I was at 81 on my blood sugar and a 2.9 on my ketones, which put me at a Dr. Boz ratio of 27, which is super good. That's one that I would love to have every day. At least I get it a few days a week. After that, I went out for my run. Today was a long run. I mean, every Saturday is when I do the long run, but this time, I mean, I got this little marker thing here because it was my longest run yet. Which I guess that doesn't really mean a whole lot because every run is going to be my longest run every Saturday for pretty much the rest of the year. But today I had to run 7 miles, which is a mile longer than I did last week. And I pushed myself as much as I could through this whole run. And it was pretty difficult. I noticed that after about 5 miles is when I really started to lose steam. But I managed to push myself enough that I got a pace of 14:50 per mile, which is pretty good. It was way higher earlier on in the run. I get a little announcement from my app telling me what my pace is every 5 minutes or so. And all the way until about mile 5, I was doing pretty good. Maybe mile 4. I was, I think, under 14 minutes. And then it started to slip and made it almost to 15, but at least I didn't get that low. So yeah, it was a good run, my longest run yet. And then I came home and I stretched, and I was going to jump in the shower, but instead my wife said, you should jump in the pool, which I looked like I already had. Like, if you look at this picture of me, that is from the very end of my run. And it looks like I was already in the pool. That's how sweaty I was. So I thought, oh, I guess that's one way I could wash the sweat off, is just jump in the pool. And so that's what I did. I jumped in the pool and I floated around for a while. Then eventually I was like, you know what? I need to go eat something because I still haven't eaten anything. But at the same time, my wife was thinking, you know what? We got a great afternoon that we could spend because my son is at a Boy Scout camp. My daughter was working at her job. Nobody was home but us. She said, let's go out for a date. And so that's what we did. We went to Texas Roadhouse. And I broke my fast at the Texas Roadhouse, having a 16-ounce ribeye, which was a pretty good steak. I enjoyed that immensely. And my fast made it almost to 48 hours. Probably the longest 2-day fast that I've ever done. I don't know that I've ever done one for 48 or even 47. I think 44 is the longest I've ever really gone. Of course, I've done 3-day fast, so it doesn't really mean a whole lot, but usually I end my fast a little earlier. But yeah, I made it to 47 hours, 21 minutes, and 51 seconds. And that was that. And then we went around, we did some stuff, some shopping, things like that, got our groceries. And then when I got home, I was thinking, okay, I think I'm ready to have my second meal and finish off my eating for the day. I was just gonna bacon and eggs, but when I looked in the fridge, I noticed a big roll of sausage that was in there that hadn't been used. And I said, how long has this sausage been here, to my wife? She said, it's been a few weeks. Like since before my vacation that I went on, I think is how long it had been in there. Luckily it's sausage, so they do a lot of, I don't know, preserving to it or whatever, but I hate wasting meat. That makes me really upset. So I figured, well, I already had a steak from a restaurant and who knows what they marinated that in, so I might as well go all in and I will eat this sausage too. So I cooked up these sausages. I put them into little burger, I got a burger patty press yesterday. So it was my first chance to use it. So I pressed them into little patties. And then I fried them up, and I fried up some eggs, some good pasture-raised eggs that I got while we were out grocery shopping, and I had those for my other meal. And so that was my food for the day, and my exercise and everything. Okay, everybody, it is Sunday, and it was a good day today, too. My numbers were pretty good. I got a 2.1 for my ketones, and an 89 for my blood sugar, which puts my Dr. Boz ratio at a 42, which is a really good ratio. I went out for a walk this morning, and then when I got back, I had myself a plate of bacon and eggs. And, you know, I always love that. I eat that almost every day. So I'm sure you're not surprised. That's what I had. My wife decided she wanted to make roast for Sunday dinner today, so I didn't eat anything until then. Although I have to admit, as it got later and later, because she usually doesn't get Sunday dinner going early, and I usually want to eat earlier, so I was actually getting into the fridge and eating like slices of ham and pepperoni out of the fridge, which I probably shouldn't have been eating, although I guess this weekend was a whole eat processed meats and eat out for dinner kind of a weekend. So I did that before I did get around to eating this roast. The roast was great and I enjoyed that, and then that was it. It's the end of the week, so we're all done. We'll send it over to Big Anklevich for the big wrap up. Okay, there you go. That was the week that was this week. Pretty good, except for I guess that little kind of slip up there at the end. We'll have to talk about that in a little bit. But first, we're going to talk about the results of the week. I weighed myself every day this week and averaged them all out. And my average weight of last week was 252.8. My average weight of this week was 249.0. Now, that brings me down 3.8 pounds, which is a really good drop. Was it legit? I don't know, because I did have that weird stuff going on with my scale, but even with two out of character weights, I don't think it would have made too much of a difference. So even if it's a little high, it's probably only half a pound high is all. So yeah, I think I came down pretty good number. And that's pretty exciting for this. Every time you get a good number is exciting. That makes my total add all the way up to 40.8 pounds lost in this whole process. And that is really exciting too. That when you get those big round numbers, you hit a 10. That's always cool. Basically trying to lose about 100 pounds. And so I guess that means I'm 4/10 of the way there, but that's a big step. And that's pretty exciting. I'm pretty stoked about that. That is good. So I love it. Let me bring back up something that I mentioned in one of the earlier videos. What do you guys think? Should I shave my beard? I know it's not an important concern, but I don't know if I've never really been a big fan of beards, and I know they're the hip thing these days. Everybody has to have a beard, but I kind of like a clean shaven face as long as you got a good face, you know what I mean? Like if you got a double chin and stuff, then it doesn't look great. But if you don't, have I made it to that point? Do you think I'm safe? I would love to get rid of all this dang white hair on my chin, because if you look at the rest of my hair, it's not gray really. There might be a little bit here and there, but it's not enough to look at and go, oh, that guy's got graying hair. But you sure think that when you see my chin. If I get rid of that, then maybe I'll look younger. That would be neat, right? I don't know, but I'm thinking about it. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to wind up looking fat for no reason because I decided to shave my beard early. It's one thing that a beard does do is it really defines your face. Gives you a spot where here's where it starts and here's where it ends, kind of a thing. And people don't look at someone with a beard as much as having a double chin as someone who doesn't. Even if they have a double chin, you don't notice it as much. So I don't know. I can't decide what to do about it. But that's not particularly important. Another thing that I wanted to talk about before finishing up here is my end of the week. Not particularly good, you know. I waited until my wife made roast yesterday, and because of that, I found myself getting a little anxious. I wanted to eat something earlier. Normally I would have eaten earlier, but I had to wait. And because I was waiting, I started thinking, oh, what about, oh, and I'll have some of this ham, and I had ham. Oh, and I'll have some of this pepperoni, and I had pepperoni. And then I had more pepperoni and more pepperoni. And in the end, it's all just meat for the most part. But all those kind of things are cured with different stuff. Stuff that's not. And I started to feel it a little bit too in my stomach. I got a little bit of gas pains and stuff like that because of what I'd put in myself. And I don't know, I was thinking that probably was okay this morning, and you'll find me talking about these numbers next week in next week's video, but this morning my numbers were really bad. They were low, ketones super low. They took a sharp dive, and my blood sugar was up, and which made my Dr. Boz ratio way up. And this last week I had really good ratios going pretty much the entire week. And I thought about changing my plans for this week. My plans for this upcoming week were to do 1 meal a day instead of alternate day fasting, because I don't want to do the same thing too long so that my body gets into the habit of just, you know, doing the bare minimum and sticking with that in the routine. I want it to be using up as much ketones as it can. Burn that fat, turn it into ketones. Let's go. So can't decide. I think I'm going to still stick with 1 meal a day fasting next week, But if I get a couple more days of ketones super low, I may have to change my mind and move over. We'll have to see. But I'm wondering, am I jumping into a crisis after all that I did in the last 2 weeks to get out of the low ketones that I was having when I was on vacation? Am I putting myself right back where I was just by being stupid and eating pepperoni? Possible. I was really, I guess, overconfident this weekend, and I just thought, I'll be fine. What harm could it do? I can eat a little stuff that I don't normally eat. And in truth, it is fine. It's not the end of the world. It's not going to make a huge difference as long as I don't make a huge habit of it. I might start gaining weight if I do. That was the other thing. My weight this morning was higher today than it was the whole week. So that kind of messed up my average too. It could have been even lower. But if I turn things around, can I turn them around just with one meal a day? Or do I have to go at least to alternate day fasting? I don't know. We're going to have to see. I guess that's a tease for next week. Tune in and find out next Monday when Big Anklevich on Health returns to this channel. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time on Big Anklevich on Health.